We've been looking at what we call the first derivative, but we don't stop there. There is also a thing called the second derivative. Notation for the second derivative. Y with two, well, dashes or primes, whatever you want to call those, or f double dash x. D2, the actual function that we're differentiating dx2, or d2y dx2. Notice I'm saying d2y dx2. I'm not saying d squared or dx squared. I mean, it looks like squared because that's also how we write that notation. But the second derivative does not mean the first derivative squared. Okay? It means differentiate it a second time. So something like y equals 3x squared plus x plus 2. In order to find the second derivative, we've got to find the first derivative. So the first derivative would be 6x plus 1. Second derivative would be 6. Square root of x squared plus 3. Before I can differentiate this one, got to put it into index form. So x squared plus 3 to the power of a half. Don't make the mistake of thinking you've already differentiated it once. Be surprised how often that mistake happens. Feel like, oh, I've done something. So now, differentiate for the first time. Bring down the power, lower the power, diff the inside. And I'll just tidy that up. Now, I'm going to have to use the second derivative. But this time, I'm going to have to use a product rule. Because I now have a function times a function. I've got x times x squared plus 3 to the negative a half. So, write down the first, diff the second. But then when we diff the second, we're going to have to bring down the power, lower the power, diff the inside. Again, common mistake is stop there because we feel like, oh, we've done so much. But now we have to plus, write down the second, diff the first, which is nice and easy. Differentiate x, we get 1. Tidy that up a bit. We've got x squared, or minus x squared it turns out to be. Factorise. Negative 3 on 2, negative 1/2. Remember, whenever you factorise, it's the lower power. So it's actually minus 3 on 2. We factorise out of this one. So x squared plus 3 to the minus 3 on 2, leaving me with minus x squared. The other one will be x squared plus 3 to the power of 1. So the x squareds cancel. And put it into super mathematician form. 3 on x squared plus 3 root x squared plus 3. Okay. Ta-da.